It's January 25th, 1959, 5:09 p.m. A fairly slow day for the city of Candrid and its citizens, of which most by now had taken shelter in their homes from the icy rain that had washed away the snow. But just as the raindrops ran down the rooftops of the buildings in downtown, a young man was running on top of them for dear life. He ran and ran, but soon he would stop, on the edge of a building overlooking the city's marketplace. Nowhere to run. He turned around to face the middle-aged man accompanied by two men dressed in black.
Mr. Leisure, stop running. It's over.
What do you want from me?
The gem. Hand it over, and you won't get hurt. Don't make this harder for yourself, kid. Just give it to me.
The boy opened his jacket, a beautiful purple shining gem revealing itself in his inside pocket.
Why do you want it so bad?
That is something I cannot tell you. You wouldn't understand.
Sorry, sir, but I don't trust you.
So be it. He's yours, gentlemen.
The man started boxing in the boy, who slowly backed away, closer and closer to the edge. The cold and rain making the rooftop very slippery. Then, the boy lost his balance, but in the last second he managed to grab the ledge. He desperately tried to pull himself up, but his hand slipped. As he hit the ground, the gem the men were after slipped out of the boy's pocket, the rain carrying it into the sewage drain. The man on top of the building stepped closer to the edge, observing the lifeless body that was now lying on the cold pavement. He sighed as he turned away and walked off the roof. Meanwhile, the gem had made it through the sewage system, into an old and broken-off pipe that led into a dark and damp basement. It slipped out of the pipe and landed onto the floor behind the tool cabinet, with its purple light emanating the darkness around it. It would lay there dormant for many, many years to come. It's late August 2012. A lonely black car was driving along the road near the outskirts of Candrid. Inside sat a man and his son. The son barked out of his mind, watching the sheer endless wheat fields pass them by.
So, are you excited about the new place?
About as excited as the last time you asked, Dad.
I'm sure you're gonna like it.
Then, in front of them, a sign caught his attention. It read, "Welcome to the city of Candrid, New Mecklenburg County, Ohio. Established 1883. Population 629,241. A bit later they arrived in the inner city. The buildings and houses unlike anything the son had ever seen. Unlike the glass and steel giants he had seen in many movie sets in the USA. They were instead built in all sorts of styles. Starting with lovely family homes in the outskirts to the inner city large panel buildings and marvelous works of architecture built in the Gothic era style. The boy looked around. On one side of the road they were driving, a lush green forest on the other. A residential district with houses that looked like little castles. No matter where he looked, it was always like there was another city right next to the one he and his father drove through. Eventually they arrived at their destination. A parking lot next to a large building and next to an even larger majestic church rising to the heavens above.
Here we are, right across the street.
The two got out of the car and left the parking lot. They then arrived at the entrance of an empty building. Their new soon-to-be home.
Nice place.
Just wait until the neon lights are set up.
Neon lights?
Yup, we're going in all fancy.
Wow, you're really taking this serious, huh?
Oh yes, very much. This is our future. I can already see it all unfold before me.
Dad?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was daydreaming. Come on, let me show you around.
They entered, closing the door behind them, which then unhinged itself and fell to the floor.
How long did you say this place has been vacant for?
10 years if I remember correctly. But for a time that long, it looks in great shape.
So, where are we staying?
Oh, right this way. It should be this door right here.
Jim, the father, then opened one of the doors, which turned out to be the door to the back alley, where a lot of garbage bags sat.
Whoops.
He closed it and went to open another door.
Guess that was the heater room.
Then another.
Freezer room.
And another.
Water storage.
And another.
Desert.
And another.
Secret Chinese outpost.
And another.
There we go. Follow me, Alex.
The two marched up the stairs and were met by a fully decorated apartment building.
Neat, huh?
Definitely better than the back alley.
And that's just the entrance to our little kingdom. You haven't seen the living room yet.
They arrived in the living room, which had a big window in it overlooking the marketplace.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
And we get to see this for free every day of the year. And now for the grand finale. Come on.
Alex's room was next, decorated in a space aesthetic, with dark blue and soft carpets.
Welcome to your room, Alex.
Oh, I like it.
And you've only seen half of it.
Jim turned on the room's LED lights, giving the space aesthetic more prevalence.
Wow. This is great, Dad. How could you afford this place?
It was pretty cheap because of the ghost living here.
Ghost?
Don't worry. It's probably just some telltale. Anyway, let's get our stuff out of the car.
The two then left the apartment and started getting their luggage out of the car. While they were doing this, a lone figure in the distance, dressed in an East German army uniform, watched them as he took a sip from his soda pop. The surprised young man looked into the direction of the shout as he threw away his soda, and along with more people dressed like him, he hurried there. The sounds of BB guns being fired rang through the city. Welcome to Kindred, the teenage wasteland. Late in the night, Alex was ripped out of his sleep by a blue bright glowing light at the foot of his bed. He rubbed his eyes, not believing them what they just saw. Frozen in place, he continued staring at it. The light seemed to do the same, as it did not move an inch the entire time Alex was looking at it. Hoping it would go away, Alex lifted his blanket above his head while breathing as quiet as he could. Eventually the light disappeared. Alex peeked out from the blanket, still in awe of what he had just transpired. With adrenaline rushing through his veins and mind racing, he would lay awake in his bed until his alarm clock rang. He got up, got dressed, and went to the kitchen where his father had already set up breakfast on the table.
Oh, hey, sport. You had a good night's sleep?
I don't know, honestly. I don't even know if I'm still in a dream or not.
You want some cold water? Or a pinch?
Never mind it.
Alex sat down on the table and began pouring his Heideo's Hairhead patented cereal into his bowl. Now in vanilla and chocolate flavors in a store near you.
So, are you excited for your first day at school?
Meh. I'm not thrilled, to say the least.
Nobody ever was and will be thrilled. But it's just something that everyone has to do once in their lifetime. You think I liked going to school? I mean, they're still teaching you the same garbage as they did back then. The thing about it is, I forget most of that stuff, because it wasn't important to me or at all important.
No, that's not it. It's just, the new kid in town. It's nerve-wracking.
I get it. I wasn't too different myself. Just try and stay calm and don't panic. You'll be fine. And behave yourself.
I always behave myself, Dad.
Yeah. Right.
After breakfast, Jim proceeded to drive Alex to his school, in the Hansa district, fittingly named Hansa High. They arrived at the school, which looked like it came straight out of the 15th century, with it towering above them, with its red brick walls. It looked like a school for the wealthy and smart, but the chaotic situation in front of it suggested otherwise, with students running into the building from overfilled buses to the kids getting stuck into the garbage cans.
Here we are, Alex. Hansa High, your new school.
Thanks, Dad. I'll be seeing you then.
I'll come around later to pick you up.
Alex got out of the car, with his backpack in hand as he looked back to his father.
Hey, one more thing before you go. I love you, son.
I love you too, Dad.
Have a nice first day!
With that, Jim drove away, leaving his son alone in front of the new school. None of the other students seemed to notice him. As the car moved away, Alex spotted an elderly gentleman sitting across the road on a bench, reading a newspaper. The two locked eyes, but Alex quickly looked back at the school. He took a deep breath before he threw his backpack onto his back and walked to the main entrance of the school. The bell rang as Alex walked through the crowded hallways, not knowing where his classroom was. A tall young man named Rodney was walking in front of him, not knowing Alex was behind him. Then, another young man sprinted down the hall and hit Rodney in the back of the head before running away. He turned around to face Alex, his face bat red with anger. He then grabbed him by his hoodie and lifted him up.
Hey, what's the big deal?
What?
Oh, great. A new guy trying to act all tough. Listen closely. Don't go around sucker punching random people in this school. Got it, punk?
But
I asked if you understand.
What are you even talking about?
Oh, don't play dumb, little runt.
The bell rang and most of the students began walking to their classrooms. The raging Rodney let his clueless victim go as he fell to the ground.
You're lucky I got places to be right now. Otherwise, I would do a thing I'd probably regret doing. I got my eye on you, greenhorn.
He hurried to his classroom, as a shocked Alex was now sitting on the floor, clueless of what had set his attacker off. Then a teacher walked up to him.
Excuse me, young man. I'm looking for someone. Do you happen to know a man by the name of Alexander J. Watson?
That would be me.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Alex. I'm Mr. Leadpen, one of your teachers. Follow me, please. I'll lead you to your classroom.
Alex followed Mr. Leadpen to his classroom. From the outside he could hear the students talking loudly in it.
Wait here for a moment. When I call your name, you'll enter the room, since I need to calm the kids down first.
Sure thing.
Mr. Leadpen entered the room, the students barely noticing him.
Please quiet down, kids. I have something to tell you. Quiet down! Thank you. You probably remember that about a week ago, I announced that we would be getting a new student in this class. Today is his first day at school, and I want you to treat him with respect and be nice to him. Make him feel comfortable in this class. Please welcome with me, Alexander J. Watson.
Alex entered the room, his heart beating loudly, his forehead sweaty and his knees shaky.
Alex, since you're new, how about you introduce yourself to the class?
Hi. My name is, as Mr. Leadpen stated, Alexander J. Watson. But you can call me Alex, if you want. If not, that's alright. I'm 16. I'm from a small town called St. Water in Canada. And I just moved to the States with my dad. And we're trying to open a new cafe in town. So, yeah, I think, yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, ask away, I guess.
Yeah, I have a question. Is it really true that you guys from up north keep mooses as pets?
What kind of question is that supposed to be?
One, you wouldn't ask.
Does Santa Claus have a factory in Canada?
How old were you again? 17? You really still believe in that kind of garbage?
Shut up, Terry! Don't you say that about Santa Claus.
Quiet, please.
Then suddenly, the school speakers came on.
Alexander J. Watson, please report to the principal's office.
Alex let out a sign of relief, although he began worrying why the principal would like to see him. He thought it may be related with the incidents from before.
Oh, would you look at that? I should probably get going. Bye.
And with that, he left the room.
But what about Santa's factory?
Ah, come on. Hey!
A few minutes later, Alex was sitting in front of the principal's desk, the man himself taking a big sip from his coffee mug, with the Hansa High insignia printed on it. He put the mug down and smiled at the new kid.
Well, Mr. Watson, I welcome you to Hansa High, Cambridge's #1 school. At least it was back in the 80s. I'm Principal Caldwell.
It's nice to meet you. The school's, well, it's got a lot of history, I guess.
That it does, lad. You see these walls? These are the walls generations of students were teached in, including mine.
I see. So, why did you call me here, sir?
Since you're the new kid and we teachers got some important business later today, I wanted to tell you that I'm assigning you a welcome buddy for the day.
A welcome buddy?
Aye, they'll show you around our beautiful school and tell you what the culture and history of it is.
Oh, and who would this welcome buddy be exactly?
Her name is Jennifer Kylemore. She'll be meeting you in the main hall in front of the billboard. She's a girl with purple hair and the looks of a troublemaker. You can't miss her. Beware of her tricks. Now go, lad, go! I've got important places to be.
He then lightly shoved Alex out of his office, before slamming the door shut and heading to his telephone.
Miss Alderney, send her into the main hall. Oh, and call in the coffee break, please.
Roger that, sir.
Minutes later, the aforementioned Jennifer Kylemore was standing in the hallway by herself. She was bouncing a red ball up and down to pass the time, when suddenly the speakers came crackling to life once more, bearing an announcement.
Attention all students, due to an important meeting, today's classes will not take place. You can go home if you wish to do so. Have a nice day.
A punk girl by the name of Katelyn rushed down the hall and pushed Jennifer out of the way.
Move out of the way, punk.
Jennifer, although enraged, quickly composed herself as a smug grin formed on her face. She then threw the ball at Katelyn, but she missed, instead hitting Rodney straight in the head, making him fall to the ground.
Aw, heck. Why me?
She tried to run away, but then she bumped into Alex.
Ugh. Ow. My bad, dude.
Rodney then came over to the two, mad as ever.
I told you I had my eye on you, punk! And now you're even messing with a girl. What's wrong with you? Looks like I'm gonna have to punch some sense into you.
Are you about done now, Rodney?
Listen, Jen. At least I ain't the one sucker punching people in the back of the head without a reason.
Yeah? And the reasons you have are justifiable?
Now listen, rookie. What's your name?
Alexander J. Watson.
Well, now I know it's around your tombstone then. See ya tomorrow, Watson.
Ooh. Gotta get some popcorn for tomorrow. That's gonna be great.
Say what?
You and me, Watson. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock on the basketball field. But no kicking in the junk. That ain't cool.
But I don't want to fight.
Why not?
Shush.
Oh, you are gonna be there. And don't forget it. These people want to see blood, Watson. And I'm gonna give it to them.
Alex gulped as Rodney strolled away.
Day one, and I already made a friend. Ugh, I'm toast.
Yep, that's Rodney, all right. Pretty douchey, huh?
Yeah, what's his problem?
I don't know. Legend says he beat it up. He's just like that. By the way, I didn't get to introduce myself. Jennifer Kylemore. But people call me Jenny. You're the new kid. Alex, was it?
So, you're my welcome buddy?
Yep. Cashy boy signed me up for it.
Cashy boy? Forget it. He said you were supposed to show me around?
Yeah, I guess this is his revenge on me of some sorts.
And how he wanted his revenge. Jennifer was known as a teacher's terror in Hansa High, and especially Mr. Caldwell knew that. From dyeing his kid from the home country pink, to tripping a banana peel and landing in a pool of ice-cold water, and also, the classic, getting a bucket of paint on his head. She did everything to consolidate herself in infamy, a real school clown if you will. How she hasn't been kicked is still a mystery to this day.
Ah, Cashy boy. So many fond memories. Follow me, LK. Stay close and don't pick any more fights.
Weirded out by that nickname, Alex proceeded to follow Jennifer through the school. They passed the principal's office once more.
Here's the principal's office. Since you've been here already, you could probably guess that this is a dead zone for all students. Stay out of there if you're not me.
Then the main halls.
This is the main hallway. Most students put their stuff in these lockers. Just hope they don't put you inside one. Things are clamped to heck. Can't even breathe properly.
I feel like this is my fate scheduled for tomorrow.
Nah, you'll be put 6 feet under. What? I'm just being honest.
They then entered the cafeteria, where most of the students who haven't left yet sat in their cliques, on their respective tables.
This is the cafeteria, aka you have an excuse to buy fast food instead. Today's menu, Slop and slime with a pinch of radioactive waste. Mwah, delish.
Sounds interesting.
Let me introduce you to the main cast we got here. Those guys are part of the 2000s. They are the unusual clique, living in the past.
We cut to the two 2000 members who are playing a game of Sink the Ships. The match has come to a crawl due to an unexpected occurrence.
Come on, man! It's been 5 minutes! Make your move already!
Not yet. My plane hasn't arrived.
What? What do you mean plane? There's no planes in this game!
Wait for it.
A little toy plane shaped like a Japanese fighter flew into the room and crashed right into the board game.
Yes!
Oh, come on! I was gonna win!
Oh, I know. But if I'm going down, I am taking you down with me.
We cut back to Alex and Jennifer.
I feel like this would be my type of clique.
Of course it would be. Over here we got the sports. You already seen what they're all about since you've run into Rodney.
The two then headed into the gym.
The gym. Sports territory, as you can tell, avoided.
Are you saying I can't handle those guys?
Yes. Hey, as long as you keep your distance, they're not a bother.
A wimpy kid named Willie entered the gym. Not even aware that he did, as he was too busy reading a comic. He bumped into Nathan, one of the sports present.
Hey, what's the big idea, Four Eyes?
Oh,
I remember you. Still haven't learned from last time, huh?
The other jocks went over to back up their paw.
ho ho ho! You're gonna get it now, dweeb.
Yeah, beat this little schmuck into the ground, Nathan. But leave some for us.
I'm of the 2000s.
Their burning anger extinguished once the little nerd uttered those words.
Oh, you're lucky, dweeb, but don't you come back here. Now get!
Without a second thought, Willie hurried into safety.
Who on earth could scare those muscle mountains?
You'll learn. Oh, you'll learn.
Jennifer then led Alex into the last area, the leisure center, where another clique had taken a seat in.
And here we have New Moscow, or the United Blocks. Mostly harmless, always keep to themselves. When you're on their good side, they'll treat you with respect.
New Moscow? Are they Russian?
Some of them are. It's a wild collection of every Easterner, really. There's a whole lot more of them in the east of the city. The ones you see here, they're just few of many. We also have plenty more cliques, but they're mostly active outside of school. And that's just about it, LK. That concludes our tour for the day. If you have any more questions, ask away, yada yada, don't really. Tips are greatly appreciated.
Thanks for the tour, Jennifer. It's been educational. But weren't you supposed to tell me about the history of the school, too?
What history? It's as basic as it gets. Kids dumb, school gets built, kids still dumb, no kids sad. The end.
Not true.
So, I guess the first day of school is done already, huh?
Yep. So, what are you doing now?
Go home, I guess. There's nothing else to do, really. At least I can enjoy my last day on Earth in peace.
Are you still thinking about Rodney?
I don't know what even set him off. He said I punched him or something.
He's pretty dumb. If you haven't already figured it out.
Nope, haven't done so at all. And what do you plan to do now?
Walking home, too. I can feel my nerves dying the longer I stay here. Hey, where do you live?
I think Central, in that old cafe near the marketplace.
That pile of junk? I guess that explains your choice of clothing, garbage man.
Don't tell me how I should dress, you beanie-wearing hipster.
I'm beginning to like you. You know that place is actually on my route. You want to come with me or not?
Alex shrugged before following Jennifer outside of the school.
This way, follow me and try not to get lost.
And so they started walking, not saying a word to one another for a while. Alex took the time to take in the beauty of the city. Trees were planted beside the sidewalk, the luscious green leaves having begun to decorate the pavement. Cars rolled by beside them on the old stone road, making a rumbling sound as they drove. And the houses, very comfortable looking houses, were throwing a shadow over the two, serving them as a protection from the summer sun. After he had taken it all in, he turned back to Jennifer.
Say, where do you live?
What do you want to know? Gonna stalk me?
Relax, I was just asking. Plus, I already told you where I live.
Fair enough. I live in Five Oak. It's in the south of the city. Ghetto of Candrid. Or whatever those idiots call it now. Ugh.
You seem irritated about people calling it that.
Well, if someone gave the home you and your friends have fought and bled for a bad name, I don't think you would be happy either.
Wait, fought and bled? What happened?
Forget about it.
Jennifer looked down to the ground.
You alright?
I said forget about it. Anyways, where did you first live before you came here?
Oh, I'm from Canada. Dad and I wanted to, we wanted to change, and so we moved here.
Was the cold too much for you two?
I definitely won't miss that.
They arrived the corner of a TV store, when suddenly Alex bumped into a young man wearing an East German Jäger uniform.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't see you there.
Alex was taken aback as he noticed that the young man was carrying a rifle on his back.
Are you alright?
Hey, Klaus. Making your rounds again?
Oh, hey, Jenny. Well, I actually just got done with my patrol. There doesn't seem to be any immediate danger in sight. How are things in Five Oak?
It's going alright. Some kids from the 2000s helped us out organizing our new chop shop. Hey, if you guys ever need vehicle parts, just come by.
Oh, why thank you. But say, who's your friend?
Oh, this is Alex. He's the new kid from Canada.
Is he okay? He looks extremely pale.
You tell me.
Jennifer grabbed a stick and poked Alex with it.
Ow! Stop that!
Oh, good, you're still alive. Alex, this is Klaus. Klaus, this is Alex. He's been a friend of mine for quite some time now.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Klaus.
Well, it's nice to meet you too, Alex.
Sorry about that just now.
Hey, it's okay. I just didn't see you coming around the corner.
No, not that. I mean, me just being kinda dead for a second. You know, the uniform and the gun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Klaus took his scoped Gewehr, Brandenburg BB, off his back and presented it to Alex.
Don't worry. It's not a real gun. It fires BB pellets, so it won't kill you. But sometimes I wish it could. I'm just messing with you. But, seriously, out there are some real dirtbags that deserve a bullet between the eyes. Just hope that you will never meet them yourself.
So, nice uniform. What are you? Like a soldier or something?
Well, not officially. But, technically I am. I'm a soldat in the hair. A Jäger to be more precise.
Say what now?
He doesn't speak sauerkraut, dude.
Oh, right. Well, I'm a scout in the hair. We're a group of people that came together because of our German heritage. Nowadays, however, we are more or less the de facto police of Candrid.
Really? Why is that?
Suddenly, the TVs in the store began broadcasting the news.
Just yesterday, the neo-nationalistic organization known as the German Brotherhood struck again at a tranquil protest outside the one-stop read bookstore in the district of Blucher. Members of the protest reportedly were assaulted with BB guns last evening, as seen in the photo taken by a prospector here.
Photos of Heersoldaten confronting a hostile rioters were shown on the screen. They then cut to an interview with an elderly man who had seen what had happened.
Well, I was just going on my evening stroll, and then I see all these kids in front of the bookstore protesting loudly for some kind of new book to be removed. And then a minute later, they grab their firebombs out of the pockets and they start burning the building down.
Hey, wait a minute. We're interviewing the guy with the wrong viewpoint.
The broadcast cuts with a technical difficulty image.
Every single time. But I guess you know now why we're called that. We're basically one of the only reasons the city hasn't been burned down to the ground yet. And just like the real police, we get exactly as much credit for our work as they do for theirs. The only difference, they can't get our name right. And they call us extremists. Just because we're trying to stop evil from taking over.
I'm sorry. That must really suck.
Yeah. It really does.
Then, out of nowhere, a flare flew into the sky, as gunshots and screaming was heard.
Oh, great. Well, it's been nice talking to you two, but I gotta go now. Bye!
Klaus ran into action, leaving the other two alone.
Come on, let's ditch.
What's going on? Oh. Wait for me!
A little while later, they arrived at Alex's home where Jim was hanging up a neon sign above the entrance. It read, Watson J. Coffee. Jim noticed the two walking up to him.
Alex! Home already?
Hey, Dad. School was out early today.
Huh. How about that? And I see you brought someone along.
Oh, this is Jennifer. She was my welcome buddy at school and showed me around a bit.
That's nice. Good to meet you, Jennifer. I'm Jim Watson, Alex's father.
What you doing, Dad?
Just placing our neon sign.
Jim climbed down from the ladder and got a little remote out of his pocket. He pressed the button on the remote, awaiting the lights to flicker a light. But nothing happened. He pressed the button again and again, until the sign went up in flames.
Nice sign, Mr. Watson.
Fire!
Well then, Alec, see you tomorrow. Don't get cold feet. Tomorrow's gonna be a make it or break it day for your entire reputation.
And with that, Jennifer walked away, leaving Alex and his father, who was busy trying to blow out the flames, alone. Excuse me, that's my Germanitis.
That's better. Now, where were we? Oh, right. Eventually, the fire died out. Jim put the faulty sign on the table inside the cafe and began observing the damage.
That's what I get for ordering this thing online.
You should stay away from the internet, Dad. You'll thank me eventually.
You think I don't know how to surf the web?
Alex looks at the sign in response.
Ah, come on. One-time mistake. Okay, no worries. I got this. Say, sport, mind helping me out? In the basement should be some tools. Can you go grab them for me?
Jim began tinkering with the burnt sign as Alex headed to the back, arriving in front of a row of doors.
Which door is the basement?
The one in between the aquarium and the nuclear reactor.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Fearing for his life, he closed his eyes as he grabbed one of the door handles. By sheer luck, it was the correct door. Alex breathed a sigh of relief before heading down to the basement. It was dark, dank, and dusty, and was begging to be given a good cleaning. But it didn't bother Alex much, as he spotted the toolbox on top of one of the shelves. A rather large shelf at that, so large in fact that Alex couldn't reach it by hand. He groaned as he looked around for something that could be used as an improvised ladder. He had found a few chairs and stacked them up on each other. It was rather shaky, but it would have to do to get the toolbox. And so Alex climbed up the abomination he had created. It seemed like it was about to collapse, but it didn't. With shaky hands, Alex quickly grabbed the toolbox and let out another sigh of relief. Then suddenly, the shelf fell over, tearing a hole in the wall behind it, and broke apart with an eardrum-shattering sound as it hit the ground. A shocked Alex climbed down his chair tower to investigate the damage. Interestingly enough, the wall that had been busted through was rather thin, leading to a sort of panic or catastrophe room, decked in with cans of spoiled survival rations, a large map of the USA scribbled over with a pen to mark possible targets for nuclear attacks, more shelves, a makeshift bed, and even a safe. But the most interesting thing was a purple light emanating from behind one of the shelves. Alex went to check. It was a gem, stuck between the wall and the shelf. Carefully, he reached out his hand to grab it, although a bit hesitant. But then, as soon as he touched it, he fell unconscious. Alex woke up. His vision was blurry, and he couldn't move. He couldn't make out exactly where he was, but could hear people talking in the background. It seemed like a bar. At least, he thought it was, judging by the sounds of people dining and nudging their glasses. Then, the voice of a woman started calling his name. Although muffled, it sounded familiar to Alex, but he couldn't make out who it was.
Come on! Speak to me, son!
Where am I?
Oh, thank you, great man above. You're okay.
How long was I out?
I don't know. I heard a crash and I went to check on you. It looked like you'd fallen unconscious.
I think I was. I was at this weird place. Kind of like a bar or something, and someone called my name.
Are you hurt?
Don't think so, no. I got that toolbox for you, and also discovered this room here. Just don't ask what happened to the shelf.
Don't worry about it. At least you're okay.
What even is this room?
I'm guessing it's some sort of panic room.
Why would they seal it off like this?
Well, if an armed gunman enters your house, you wouldn't want to be found, would you? Maybe I can make use of it somehow. But that's not important now. Come on, let's head back up. I'll treat you to some hot chocolate.
Thanks, Dad.
The two started heading up the stairs, but not before Alex took one final look into the panic room. He could no longer see the light of the gem. He wondered for a second if he should tell his father, but ultimately decided against it, thinking that maybe it was just part of his imagination. Alex shook his head and went upstairs where Jim prepared a hot cup of cocoa for him, just as promised.
You may just be the first customer we have, son.
Sad, isn't it?
Jim snickered and got back to fixing up the sign while Alex began drinking his cocoa. Just then, he spotted a blue shimmer in the corner of his eye. He looked. It was a young man floating in the air, half transparent and blue light emanating from him. The young man looked bored and began floating around Jim while moving his hands around in a spooky fashion.
Ooh, I'm a ghost. Ooh, you are not welcome in this place. Ooh.
Alex rubbed his eyes and then looked in his cup of cocoa, believing the cocoa powder had been mixed up with a certain other kind of powder.
Dad?
Yes?
What did you put in this hot chocolate?
Milk, cocoa powder, and lots of love. Is something wrong with it?
Never mind. It's nothing.
He put down his cup as he observed the young man flying over to him, still doing the hand movements.
Ooh, be afraid, living one, for I, Joseph Leisure, am watching you while you sleep at night.
That's, creepy, dude. You, shouldn't be watching people sleep.
Wait, what? You can hear me? Oh, well, this is awkward.
Who are you?
I'm Joseph. I'm a ghost. Boo.
Okay. I'm Alex.
Aren't you scared?
Oh, I am. If it weren't for the fact that I'd be seen as a nut when I scream and shout, everyone in a 5-kilometer radius would be deaf right now. Maybe I'm just high or something, and you're just a figment of my imagination.
No way. I'm as real as triple fried burgers served with cigarettes.
What kind of comparison is that?
He looked to his father, still busy repairing the sign, oblivious to the fact his son just had an encounter with a dead man.
Look, we should talk somewhere else. Otherwise, Dad will think I'm losing my mind.
Fine by me. Your place or my place.
Alex raises an annoyed eyebrow at him.
Dad, I'm gonna rest up a bit, if you don't mind.
Sure thing, sport. Call if you need me.
He stood up from his seat and went to the door leading to their home. Just as Alex and Joseph had gone up the stairs, they could hear a blowtorch being ignited downstairs.
Dang it, not again!
The two arrived in Alex's room. He shut his door and looked at the smiling Joseph flying in front of him.
So?
What on earth are you?
What am I? I'm cool.
Can you stop with these comments?
Fine. As I already told you, my name is Joseph Leisure. I am a spirit.
What are you doing here?
I live here. You and your father pretty much invaded my home.
Oh, does that mean you're gonna haunt us or something?
I thought about it. Nah, I'm joshing you. I'm not gonna do such a thing.
Wait a minute. Are you that ghost Dad mentioned yesterday?
I guess so.
I'm guessing that you are also that blue light I saw?
Oh, right. Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you.
To be fair, I thought I was still dreaming or something. But don't worry about it. So, what did you do for this place to become empty for so long?
Well, I started to help around the house.
Help? How? You're transparent.
Watch this.
Joseph locked eyes with a pen lying on Alex's table. He then stretched out his arm, and the pen started levitating, catching Alex off guard. The pen then dropped to the floor as he lowered his arm.
Whoa. How did you do that?
No clue. But pretty cool, huh? I started helping the family that lived here before you with things like picking stuff up from the floor, washing the dishes, and such. I thought they'd appreciate it, but when they started noticing, they packed the things up and moved away.
Honestly, I would freak out too, if my stuff started flying. I guess you were just trying to make friends, even if they couldn't see you.
Friends? Yeah.
I'm guessing you've been lonely for a long time.
Since 1959.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's weird, you know? I haven't talked with a living being in so long.
But there must be other spirits, right?
Of course there are. But they're not here most of the time.
Where else would they be?
In a place I cannot go to.
The afterlife?
Someplace else. Somewhere they wouldn't let me in. They didn't tell me why, but I could tell they were scared of me.
Scared? Why?
I don't know. They didn't tell me. They sent me on my merry way, and now I'm stuck on this floating rock. I can't even leave this country and see the world.
What's keeping you from doing so?
Probably that stupid gem. It doesn't let me go outside a certain radius. It just pulls me back somehow.
How is that even possible?
Heck if I know.
Have you tried lifting the gem so that you can leave?
Oh, I have. I don't remember how many times I've tried it. That stupid thing causes me nothing but trouble since I got it. I suggest you stay far away from that thing before they hunt you too.
They?
Men in suits. There was this one scientist that wanted the gem I had on me, and I fell to my death in the process.
Jeez. It must have been hard for you all these years. All alone. Your entire life taken away. That must be...
You don't have to repeat it. I lived through all of it. Sorry, just got lost in my train of thought.
But hey, at least you got someone to talk to now, right?
I guess I do, yeah. Huh. I feel a bit better now that you've mentioned it. Hey, thanks for listening. I really needed that.
Sure. I mean, I'm still kind of freaked out. But you seem pretty cool.
Thank you. I think you're cool too.
Say, how old are you?
I'm 69.
Not funny.
I'm serious. I was born in 43. What's wrong with that?
Forget it.
Well, even though I'm an old geezer, I still look stunning, don't I?
Yeah, very blue.
Beauty products got nothing on me. Say, since you can see me, I hope I'm not going to be a disturbance to you and your pops. If you want me to leave, I can do so.
Come on, that wouldn't be fair. I mean, you lived here longer than we have. As long as you give us privacy and not freak Dad out, we don't have problems.
Got it, Chief.
Alex? Is someone else here? I heard you talking.
Yeah, I was just talking to myself, you know?
Are you all right? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Why are you so nervous? Was that girl hiding here or something?
What, Jennifer? No, of course not.
Whoa, settle down now, boyo. I was just asking.
I'm fine, Dad. Thanks. You can go now.
Just don't rush things. You've only met her today. Okay. I'll leave you alone now.
Girl, huh?
Some hipster named Jennifer. She's a teacher's terror.
What do you mean by that?
Teachers seem to be shaking in their boots when she's mentioned.
And the hipster part?
Dyed hair, sarcastic personality, kind of an annoyance.
Oh, I see. She's one of those.
Alex picked up the pen from the floor, headed to his table, and began writing a note. Joseph went over to take a look.
Are you writing your will already? What's up with that?
Besides Jennifer, there was this other guy in school, Rodney. Real knucklehead. Could probably rip a school bus in half. For some reason, he wants me dead now. Tomorrow is Judgment Day.
A bully, huh? Maybe I can help.
Help? You mean scare him off by using your telepathic skills, or what?
Nah, we're gonna do it in style.
We? In style? What?
Watch this.
Catching Alex by surprise, Joseph flew into his body and took control over his movements. The first thing he did was to let Alex pick his nose.
Whoa!
Sweet, it works. It's been a while since I've had a chance to do this.
Did you just invade my body?
I guess you could say that. But don't worry, I'm not going to do anything stupid. Trust me, I'll take good care.
He then made Alex do a handstand.
Whoa, how are you doing that?
I don't know, but it works.
Then he made Alex stand up straight again, before exiting his body.
See what I mean by doing it in style? We're going to surprise that guy with a couple sweet, juicy dodges. You okay?
That felt so surreal. Just, please, don't ever do that without my permission.
Understood. Now, put that away. You won't be needing it for another 8 decades.
I hope you're right.
The rest of the day would pass in a breeze, as Alex was too busy worrying about the upcoming fight with Rodney. And, before he knew it, he was sitting in class again. A few minutes before the brawl, he was sweating bullets the entire time. One of his co-students, Ricky, came over to check on him.
Hey, new guy. You've been sweating rivers the entire day now. You okay?
Oh, not really.
What's wrong?
Well, I somehow managed to pep off some muscle mountain, and today's when we fight.
Yikes. Sounds bad. Only like a day here, and already got yourself a bully on your back.
I know. Isn't it great?
I would know. I've been there too, you know.
You too?
Yep. It wasn't fun. Not one bit. But I got out of it. You know how? I got myself some people to look out for me. In a city like this, you can't be a loner. You always gotta have someone watching your back.
I see. But why are you telling me this?
Maybe because I'm trying to make a new friend, perhaps?
A friend?
Yeah, like I said, can't be alone in a place like Candrid. I mean, have you seen what's happening here? The entire city is at war. We're in the thick of it all.
Well, if you say it like that, then sure. Although, I'm not really good at making friends, you know? I'm not even sure if I ever had any.
Well, you can make that up now. Let's start simple. Hi, I'm Richard Wishington. But you can call me Ricky.
It's nice to meet you, Ricky. I'm Alexander Watson, but just call me Alex.
See, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Then, Sofia, a friend of Ricky's, walked over to them.
Hi, Ricky. Talking to the new kid?
Yep. Teaching him about the importance of friends in Candrid.
Ah, the unwritten rule of Candrid. Don't be a lone wolf.
Alex, this is Sofia. She's a longtime friend of mine.
It's nice to meet you. Welcome to Candrid, Ohio's new hope to regain its former glory, if it ever had any.
You came over here at just the right moment, Sophia. You see, Sophia is none other than the founder and leader of the 2000s.
Well, you didn't have to put it like that.
Come on, don't be so humble about it.
2000s? I've heard you guys live in the past or something?
Yep, we're all about the days before 2010. Well, not really. I just thought the name sounded cool, but we do love them.
We're a group that's trying to stay out of any kind of trouble. Could be just the thing you need in your case.
What's the case?
Bully.
Oh. Well then, feel free to join. We'll be happy to have another member.
Thanks for the offer, but I need to think about it, since this is all still new to me, and not to mention I just met you guys, you know?
Oh sure, no rush. Just come talk to me when you're ready.
Were you the one who asked me if Santa Claus had an outpost in Canada?
You remembered my question? Tell me, please.
I would love to, but this is a secret only true Canadians know. I'm sorry to say, no outsiders can acquire such vital information.
Alright, fine. Then I will become a true Canadian. You'll see, and nothing and nobody will stop me from doing so.
You serious?
Yes, I'll probably forget it all tomorrow, but it's worth a shot. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to make a little visit to the cafeteria.
Well, now you've met our leader. She's quite something, huh?
She's weird, but she seems nice.
She'll grow on you. Just give her some time.
Time? How late is it? Oh gosh, it's almost 2 o'clock.
Hey! Calm down, dude. You're sweating rivers again. Who is this guy that's causing you trouble anyway?
Some hunk named Rodney. Frosted tips, monobrow, mean look.
Rodney?
You know him?
Know him? The guy injured 24 of our members alone.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not letting you fight this guy alone.
No, man, you gotta stay out of this. Sofia just said that your group likes to stay out of trouble, not cause it. I appreciate it, but I gotta do this alone. Please, stay out of it. If you'll excuse me, I gotta prepare for later at the basketball field.
A few minutes later, Alex arrived in the bathroom with Joseph. He turned on one of the sink faucets and splashed his face with cold water.
Are you nervous?
Of course I'm nervous. We're about to face off against a guy who beat up 20 or so people. Do you really think I can keep my cool in a situation like this?
Well, it's better that you stay cool. Panic leads to mistakes, and we can't afford a mistake. Also, I'm the one who will be doing most of the work, so don't worry about it.
And what if I get hit?
You won't. You gotta trust me on this one.
And what if I just back out? I still got the chance.
It's an option, but will it stop that guy from targeting you? No, of course not. If he realizes that you've shown weakness by not showing up, he'll be even harsher on you in the future. Do you really want that?
No, I don't.
Then please, man, trust me, you're gonna be alright. I guarantee you, after this is over, he'll leave you be forever.
Alright, fine. Let's do this.
That's what I like to hear. Come on now. It seems like David and Goliath's battle's about to commence.
They exit the bathroom and walk through the school's empty hallways. Without them noticing, a locker had opened behind them. Jennifer stepped out and turned to him.
Alec.
Ah! Oh, it's you. Please don't do that again. My heart is already just about to stop.
It's time. He's waiting for you at the basketball field. Follow me. Don't keep him waiting. Or the audience. Or he might beat someone else up in his fit of rage.
He swallowed a lump in his throat before following Jennifer down the halls with Joseph in tow, who was looking around.
You know, it's been a while since I've been here.
Were you a student here?
Yep, they threw a ceremony for me when word spread that I passed. I kind of miss being in school, to be honest.
Seriously?
That may sound like words of a madman to you. But yeah, I actually do.
Was stuff just as bad back then?
Nothing has changed. It's still the same after all these years. The only change this school had ever seen must have been a remodeling. But I guess it's not holding up too great.
Do you always talk to yourself when you're nervous?
Yeah, I do.
You're weird, Alec.
They arrived at the door leading to the courtyard.
All right, we're here. Last chance to back out, dude. That is if you want to be seen as a coward for the rest of the year.
Let's just get this over with.
He slowly opened the door. The sunlight blinded him as he took a step outside. As his eyes adjusted to the brightness, he could see a crowd having gathered at the basketball field. Rodney, in the middle, looking angrily at him. With one final deep breath, he proceeded to walk down the stairs and towards Rodney, Joseph and Jennifer following. The crowd watched Alex's every move as he got closer to the field. Jennifer proceeded to join them while Joseph continued following. Ricky was in the crowd too, looking very worried, as he was scared for the safety of his friend. In his mind, he was contemplating jumping in, if things got too bad, which he hoped would not be the case. Alex finally faced Rodney. Like a giant, he towered over him, ready to squish him like a bug.
Watson, I didn't expect you to come. Looks like you do have some backbone. I respect that.
Well, I didn't really have a choice, did I?
You brought this on yourself, new kid. Don't go playing the victim now.
Can we just get this over with?
Very well. Let us begin. Don't worry. I won't hit too hard. Maybe.
Rodney rose his fists, while Alex just stood there.
Ready?
Work your magic, Joseph.
Here goes nothing.
Joseph then flew into Alex and got himself ready to fight. Rodney stepped closer to him and began to punch. But he never hit, as Joseph was dodging every single one of them. With every missed punch, Rodney got angrier and angrier.
Come on, Watson. Are you too cowardly to throw your little noodle arms? And here I was thinking you had some guts. Come on, you little wiener. Give it your best shot.
Joseph jumped into the air and did a roll, giving Rodney an uppercut with Alex's foot. The impact made him fall on his back. The crowd and Alex couldn't believe what just happened. Half of them, mostly the outsiders and nerds, started cheering loudly for Alex. Even Ricky was astonished by it and began cheering his buddy on.
That's how you do it, Alex. Make it pay.
Rodney then got back up, now angrier than ever. He let out a terrifying war growl before charging him like a bull. The closer he got...
Joseph! Do something! Joseph!
Just in the nick of time, Joseph dodged the incoming attack with a roll, making Rodney fall flat on his face. He quickly got up again and furiously began throwing punches once more.
Stop dodging and fight like a man, Watson!
Alright, here it goes.
Joseph dodged, and then he grabbed Rodney's fist before punching him as hard as he could into the stomach. Rodney's raging grunts were replaced by pained moaning as he fell to the ground like a sack of potatoes. Silence. Nobody moved. Nobody said a word. Joseph exited his body. He and Alex were looking at the defeated Rodney on the floor. Then Jennifer stepped out of the crowd and raised Alex's hand into the air, declaring his victory. The nerds and outsiders started cheering wildly, while the jocks and sports looked dumbfounded at what had just happened. Ricky then ran up to him, relieved and overjoyed that Alex had won the battle.
It was amazing, man! You're beating the Kingdom Come!
Congrats, Alec! You're still alive! You gotta teach me some of those tricks of yours someday.
Alex looked at Joseph. He gave him a thumbs up, with Alex responding with a wink. Then, two jocks began carrying Rodney away.
You better watch your back, new kid. You're in for it now.
What's happened? Ugh.
It's okay, bro. We're gonna get you out of here.
Well, I guess that was just the beginning.
Hey, man. If you could beat Rodney, you can beat anyone.
Sophia, drinking from a jug of maple syrup, walked up to Ricky.
Hey, did I miss something?
Only the best fight ever. Alex fought like a superhero just now.
Oh man, guess I was missing out then. Speaking of missing, where's the teachers? They surely must have noticed the fight.
Heck if I know.
We cut to Mr. Caldwell and Ms. Alderney looking at the basketball field with their binoculars, a safe distance away from the action.
Well, I didn't expect that.
Surprised, huh? I knew that kid was something special when he first stepped into my office.
Guess I owe you $10.
You sure do, Lauren.
A bit later, Alex and Joseph were walking through the school halls alone again.
What a day, huh?
It sure was. I'm just glad to have some peace and quiet now. I feel all tired after that. All I want to do is just go home and sleep. For like a year, maybe 2.
What's wrong?
I forgot my backpack.
No problem. I'll go get it for you.
You sure? What if anyone sees it? They're gonna freak out if they see a backpack floating by.
Relax. We're the only ones in this part of the school. I'll be fine. Be right back.
Wait.
A few seconds later, Joseph returned with the backpack floating in front of him.
Here you go, bud. Told you no one would notice.
Thanks. And also, thanks for your help today, dude. I could never have done this without you.
Anytime. That's what friends are for, huh?
Who would have guessed that I'd ever have a friend so ghostly?
They both laugh as they exit the school. And with that, another day in Candrid comes to an end. Tune in next time to hear Alex and Joseph make more friends on their little misadventures. Until then, remember to brush your teeth, drink plenty of water, and be nice to other people. Goodbye, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Are you Tristan Townsen?
Yes, that's me.
Agent Glove and Agent Sign, SPIA. You stated you've witnessed paranormal activity around here?
Yes, right away. Right this way, come on. During my break, I saw one of the cameras acting out, and I thought nothing of it until I saw one of the classroom doors opening on its own and a backpack floating out of it. Here, just look at this.
What do you think?
We're onto something big here. This might interest the boss.
Right. Mr. Townsen, do you mind giving us the tape for further study?
Sure. Here you go.
Thank you, Mr. Townsen. You've done the world a great favor today.
Stay safe now. We're on the case.